Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to this week's preview/predictor league for the Premier League we have up and coming this weekend. Before we start, as always, please do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and if you'd like to become a member, hit that join button. And today we will be, this is pre-recorded because I'm busy this evening and can't do it live, so apologies for it. But we will go through, of course, the league from last week. We will have a look at the upcoming fixtures. And of course, as always, we have our usual panel guests who I will bring on. So in they come. We got Twist and Simple As. How you boys doing?
Very good.
Good. All right. I want to start with a quick review of round 10 just to see where we finish. We'll kind of look through the leaderboard rather than anything else. So let's just bring up the leaderboard. And I think there's been some good performances this week. So let's have a look at the round. DJ Tone taking the cap with 16.5 points. Young doing really well with 15. Torn as well. And Bet MMA having a pretty solid week. You've got Shanghai Noon on 15. You got Spike on 14.5. Kelly had a really good week. And there you are, Simple As, with 14 points as well. Lovely Jubbly on 14. Rest of you guys, shout out to you. A lot of good weeks there. Now, where are me and Twist is the question. There's me with 11 points. And Twist, you're on 11 as well. So we've... we did hold hands on most of the results, didn't we? So I'm not surprised by that. And then if we scroll down, Wooden Spoon goes to Carl this week with 5 points. Don't know why. Forest Ant, 8 points. JP, 9.5. All right, guys. So I want to go through the fixtures this week. I don't really want to spend any time on last week's results. We've spoken about the matches a lot. So if we go on to the matches and maybe get started. And there's a few interesting matches. I think a lot of them are going to be quite tight, really, this week. And I think the first one up, if this damn thing would work, let's bring it up. Matches, here we go. It's a Friday night one. It's Brentford against Brighton. Brighton, new manager, slightly messing up against, Spurs, Simple As, even though you predicted they would win. And then Brentford have been hiccuping a little as well. They got a good slap in from Newcastle, didn't they? So where are you guys on this one? So I'll start with you, seeing as you just played Brighton. Do you see them winning?
Yeah, so Brighton against Spurs was an interesting one. So 15-20 minutes, first 15-20 minutes, I'd say Spurs played pretty well. We came out with 3 in the middle. We were able to keep some possession. But after we scored the goal, it was like we got absolutely dominated for about 70 minutes, I would say. Kind of lucky to not concede. So I think Brighton are still playing some really nice football. New manager rule still ongoing. They seem to be playing exact kind of same football as they were with Potter, so they're doing really well. Brentford, again, on a bit of a horrible run. So to be honest, I don't think the home rule is going to apply on this one. I'll probably have to go Brighton.
Interesting. Twist, which way are you swinging?
Well, I've said previous weeks, I want the demise of Brighton to happen ASAP. I do not want them floating around the top. I do not want them floating around in them European places. So hopefully we can get a home win here. But like Simple As said, they played well against Spurs. Brighton just got hit for 5. I'm tempted to go for Brentford. Sorry, yeah. I'm tempted to go for a draw on this one.
See, I'm kind of putting my Forest hat on this one. We got Brighton coming up on Tuesday. I want them to lose, so they're going in with back-to-back L's. But then does that make them more keen to win? I don't know. If I wasn't putting my Forest hat on, I'm tempted by a draw, to be honest. But I think I'm just going to go a Brentford one here. I'm going to go a 2-1 Brentford. Guys, when you're watching this, chuck in the comments down below which way you've gone on this. So I'm going to lock that in for a Brentford 2-1 victory. Let's move on to Leicester against Crystal Palace. Both floating towards the bottom. Leicester are 20th, Palace are 15th, but only on 9 points. Leicester need a win desperately. I think. Do you think Rodgers could go after this? I think he could.
Look, it was a bit of a false dawn against Nottingham Forest. I mean, I don't know if it was more to do with how bad Forest were that they got that win. But last week I put them down to go to Bournemouth and back up that win and get another win, but they didn't. They stumbled again. So, look, he's still in trouble. There's a lot of L's on that screen right there. Palace, I've been impressed with Palace all season, to be honest. They've been playing good football, just not probably getting the results they deserve in some of them games. So I'm tempted to go for an away win, but I'm just thinking back against Forest, they did play really well at home. They've got key players like Madison that can show up on the day and do something special. So I'm not.
But the pressure's higher on them for this match because, look, Forest just bent over on that game. Yeah. Palace aren't going to.
No, it's going to be.
I think the Leicester crowd could turn. I think if Palace are dominating the game for the first 15, 20 minutes, the Leicester fans will be on their case. They all want Brendan out. All of them. Well, I'm broad brushing them, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Mo, where are you?
Another tough one.
Yeah, it's a really hard one, man, to be honest. It just depends if they show up. But Leicester's defence is just so bad for me. Just so many mistakes. I think Vieira's doing a really good job at Palace. I think there'll be just too much for them. I'm just going to have to risk it and go for an away win.
See, ideally for me, this is a draw. Or a Leicester win if Forest can beat Wolves. I don't know, man.
I'm not can't figure out what to do here either.
Yeah, I'm stuck on this one, guys. And guys watching this, let me know what you think on this one because Ward is probably the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that. I mean, one clean sheet, shock horror, came against Forest.
And
if you shoot against him, he might as well not be there. Nick?
Yeah, he was terrible against Bournemouth as well. I mean, I don't know why they got. It still puzzles me why they got rid of Schmeichel and didn't bring anyone else in and thought this guy was good enough for the Premier League, which he clearly isn't. So we'll see.
I'm just going to go a home win. I can't see them keeping a clean sheet. I'm going 2-1.
I've done the exact same thing.
All right. Another battle of the crappers here.
Did you? Were you not going to check the pool, by the way?
It's not coming up, so we'll just move on.
Okay.
Right. It's because I've done it in a different view. Anyway, Fulham versus Bournemouth. Now, Mitrovic FC, as I've called them, have been Mitrovic FC all season because it's clear and proof that without him in the last two games, they've not won. So you can see there, they took a decent L to Newcastle at 4-1. They took a decent L to West Ham at 3-1. Obviously, the goal was lastminute.com. Brighton, on the other hand, are just grinding out results. You know, 3 draws and 2 wins under the new manager, still undefeated. This is a tough one. What are you thinking here, Twist?
Look, you call them boring mouth. Everyone calls them boring mouth now. I mean, they are a boring team to watch. They've got a boring stadium. They're generally just boring. So I'm not interested in ever watching a Bournemouth game unless it's against Man U this season. But for this one, look, Fulham have obviously been the better team out of the two on the 2 promoted ones. Yeah, they've got a couple of beatings in the last 2 games, but I still think they're a better team. Hopefully, this is the first L for Bournemouth in 5 games now? They've got 5 games undefeated under that caretaker manager. So yeah, I'm going to bank a home win on this one.
But for Fulham, just so you know, I believe Mitrovic will make the Mitrovic FC again. He's back.
Okay, key.
So that's what you said.
Yeah, I mean that's what I heard earlier as well, that he's potentially back for this game. I know you lot call them boring mouth, but as I said from the start of the season, they had 2 crappy, difficult teams to play, and then since then they've been all right. So I don't really see the issue with them. I think they're playing pretty decent as well. They just beat Leicester, to be honest. But
their 2 wins have come from games where they've come from behind, where the other teams have capitulated. Leicester, Forest. The other ones have just been boring mouth style draws, man. So boring. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but I mean, Fulham's dipping form. That's the thing. Mitrovic FC.
It is Mitrovic FC. Everything I've said is right. Yeah.
I might just. I'll probably go with a draw on this one, to be honest, because I think Fulham are fluttering a bit, and Bournemouth are not too bad. I think a bit of stalemate.
I'm going 3-1 to Fulham. I think they'll beat him. A crappy Cottage as well. It should be an easy win. All right, let's talk about this one then.
Oof, look at those
Battle
colours.
at the bottom.
That symmetry is
Vlad,
amazing.
you start this one.
Who, me?
You want me to-
No, Mo.
Right. I mean, is there an option for both of them to lose?
It's called a draw.
Look, the symmetry is just amazing on the Forest thing. I mean,
we like pretty patterns, yeah.
I do like these pretty patterns, but I mean, where do you even go with this? I mean, they're both playing terrible football. Okay, Forest did okay to draw against Villa, but they're not exactly the best team I've ever seen. Wolves are on terrible form, bad streak, but they are at home. Is it going to make any difference? I don't know. I was banking on them to even score a goal against Chelsea, which they could. They just don't score goals recently.
They've scored 3 goals all season. By the way, you got so much lip sync going on your thing. But go on, Karen.
Can they score? Can they sneak a goal against Forest? That's my only hope. I think I'm just going to have to go with a home win. That's it. But it's purely
they've got a couple of injuries. I'm just going to say that just to put my 2 cents in.
Who's that?
They got a few injuries. Yeah.
Will it matter?
And they can't score. They're relying on Diego Costa to be their savior. The fans are not with them, and also they're managerless. There is talks today of another manager being linked, some guy I've never heard of. And Forest, for me, have to get the win here because we got Brighton, Liverpool, Arsenal. Those are our next 3 games. Yeah. If Cooper goes defensive like he did against Villa on this game, he's gonna piss me off. I'm not gonna lie. But go on, Twist, with that back set.
Well, the confidence level on both these teams is just rock bottom right now. Like I say, Wolves can't score a goal. Forest is uncertainty about who he plays, what formation he plays, style of play. Look, there was a small step forward on Monday. He went a bit more defensive with a low block and tried to just punt the ball forward and counterattack that way. If you start offering a bit more going forward, you could win this game. Both teams should think they can go into this game winning this game. But it's just what team he plays and how he sets them up and what style of play he goes out there. Does he want to go there and win, or does he want to go there and just try and get another draw like he did against Villa and just stop the rot again with another draw? But look, Wolves at home, I've not been impressed with either of these teams. I'm leaning towards a draw, but if I was going to go any side, I'd have to go Wolves just because they've still got quality players. You say a few of them are out. Diego Costa, yeah, he's old, but he's still proven in the Premier League. We've got players like Adama with pace. How's he going to come up against Cook with no pace?
That does worry me. That Adama situation does worry me, even though he can't shoot for shit.
We'll see. I mean, it's got to be a low-scoring game, surely. Now it'll end up being 3-3 or something, but I'm going to, at the moment, I'm leaning towards a draw.
Is there nothing, Wolverine, you can convince me to say that Forest are going to win?
Not really.
I mean,
the only thing...
Dennis might be starting again, though.
The only thing I can say is if Cooper plays Mangala and O'Brien in the middle, they will dominate. Well, it's tough because the only good thing you'd say about Wolves is their midfield is actually decent. Yeah, whatever way you look at it, it's going to be the battle of the midfield. And can anyone score? Or will there be a defensive error? I don't know.
But the thing is, because they're both playing so bad, does that counteract each other? And then they both start scoring and letting sloppy goals in.
It's a tough one.
I heard that Wolves were linked back to Nuno again.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, I just think as long as Wolves don't get a new manager before Saturday, that's Forest's best chance. I can't see it being high scoring, man. I'm going 1-0 Forest.
1-0 Forest.
I can't go any higher. I'll just piss
There
off.
it is. There it is.
That seems harsh. Why is
Wait,
that?
that is harsh because you didn't get that against Villa.
I mean, what?
I guess
what?
everyone's going
Super
Wolves,
Brew, sort it out.
What?
Well, it must be based on what people have gone, and everyone must have gone for the home win.
I'm
Let's have a
changing
look
my
at what
mind.
everyone's gone for.
I'm going to go
Okay.
home win as well. Then I think.
Have you guys locked it in?
I've gone with the majority, man. Switch to a 2-1 classic.
71% going Wolves, 23 going a draw, 7% going Forest. I don't think we're that freaking bad. Anyway, what we got here? Let's have a look. Oh my god, DJ Tone's gone for Wolves. So Southpaw Red, and there's you, Twist. Mo, you've gone a draw. It's good to see a few of the Forest boys are loyal and 1-0. I think 1-0 and 2-0. Psycho's gone a little crazy and gone 3-0. I don't know where he's seeing 3 goals from. But I don't know. Guys, obviously a lot of you still haven't got your predictions in, so please do make sure you get your predictions in. And let's move on to the next game.
Twist, I'm getting a Mr. Optimistic and not too optimistic these days.
It's not about optimism here. Wait, what's going on here? I haven't put this in.
About Forest.
Why is it pre-predicted games for me here?
Beginning of the season, that would have been a 5-0 win going in there.
That would have been a 5-0 win. I don't know.
Super Brew, what are you doing here, boys? There we go. I guess start you simple as Spurs Everton.
Yeah, look, so last week against Brighton, as I said, we came out, he changed the formation, he put 3 in the midfield, and Basuma played against his old team. We looked much better. I would say much better. We looked better. We were actually able to keep the ball. We had possession for the first time I've seen in like 6 months, which was refreshing to see. We kept the ball, we passed around. But then, as I
you
said,
were boring, man. You were so boring.
It's still boring. It's still boring at the moment. But I mean, we're seeing signs, of being able to keep the ball a bit more and then feeding Son and Kane, which is working. Even yesterday, we did go back to the normal 3-4-3, but we were able to feed Kane and Son. The team's starting to get a bit more of an understanding, I think, with each other. And the good sign is, in the Champions League, he immediately put Emerson Royale back in the team, but he'll be forced to play Doherty, I guess, who will take over Emerson Royale. I'm assuming he will play the 3 in the midfield again. I think we'll be way too strong for Everton. Even myself, as a pessimist, I think we'll run riot a bit on Everton, to be honest.
Everton have got the best defense before. I don't know if they still have since the Man U game.
They are pretty solid, and I don't think Gordon's playing. I'm pretty sure he's suspended, is he not?
He got a booking.
Yeah, so he's out, and he's probably their best player.
Do you know who's impressed me the most for Everton?
Iwobi.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of them players. Like, who was the one at Newcastle that switched to a central role and turned out? What's his name?
From striker, Joel Linton.
Joel Linton, yeah. Suddenly they just moved from a position they're accustomed to into midfield and suddenly turn into heroes. Yeah.
Maybe if we put Steve Cook up front, maybe he'd stop banking some goals.
Calvert-Lewin, I think, might be back for this game. He came on as a sub against Man U, so they've needed something up top because they get no goal threat against really.
Yeah, Mopai, as I said, and that's why I didn't want him as Forest. He's crap.
I think the other thing is, though, that Conte's picked up on Perisic and Son doesn't seem to work. They seem to overlap each other. They don't have an understanding. Sessegnon, although overall I'd probably say he's not as good as Perisic, he does seem to have a bit of an understanding. He gets nice little through balls to Son. And I think
why wouldn't you switch Perisic to the right-hand side of Emerson Royale missing? Because he's so two-footed.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't be against it. But as long as Emerson Royale doesn't play, I don't care who takes his role. I mean, ideally Spence, but he's clearly not gonna play Spence at all.
Spence is gone in January, man.
Yeah, he's either on loan or going to be. I mean, they might just leave him there to train up and eventually bring him into the team. But yeah, I think this will be a comfortable Spurs win. Shockingly, I'd say that.
No, at
you
the end of
reckon?
the day, Spurs are a two-man team. If one of them, Kane or Son, shows up, they win the game.
Two-man team? Are you getting two-man team from?
Two-man team, and you're saying you're not a two-man team?
No. What about
I
Kulusevski?
disagree with you as well, Nick. I'd say they're a one-man team. And Son.
Wait, how many goals did Kane score against us?
If Son or Kane don't show up, you rarely win a game. One of them has to have a decent game for you to get a result.
Yeah, but are you talking with the current team? We do have Kulusevski.
You don't even like him.
He's growing on me, but it's, to be honest, since we've been missing him, I felt him being missing because he does bring something, at least even as a sub. Because Richarlison against Everton, actually, I've just noticed he's going to be well fired up for that. But yeah,
what I'm saying is you don't. No one else really contributes. You got no one in midfield scoring your goals. Whoever plays that Richarlison, Kulusevski, yeah, they might step up and get an assist and do work well, but they don't contribute as much as Son and Kane. At the end of the day, if one of them two steps up on the day and does something like Son did midweek, then you win a game. But I just
Where are
feel
Everton in the league now? Let me have a quick look. They're 12th on 10 points. I don't know how Spurs have got 20 points. That's one of the mysteries of life for me right now.
grinding. Playing crap teams, to be honest.
Where you going, Nick? Where you going?
I mean, yeah, I think it'll be a comfortable win. One of them will show up and it'll be 2-0, I'm going.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Wait, how many players have Man U got then?
All right,
We're
okay.
a two-man team. What are you?
I'm just saying stuff like, with at least we've got someone like Bruno that steps up with freaking goals and assists. We've got someone.
Bruno? Really? Are you living 2 years ago now?
Okay, just listen to me. And then Ericsson who'll get an assist and step up from midfield. I feel like you play this so defensive central midfield positions are all similar players. You brought Basuma in there, just add even more defensiveness in there. You've not really got any pure attacking players other than the two I mentioned. And then
I don't know, Nick. You're kind of contradicting yourself here because you're playing McTominay and you're playing Casemiro, yeah?
No.
And then you're playing Ericsson as a deep line.
Wait. Casemiro and McTominay have never played together, so you got that wrong off the bat. It's Ericsson plus one of them two.
I didn't say there are plenty. I'm saying these are the players you're using, yeah? So don't talk like your midfield is flair. And when you're playing Ericsson...
We're not playing two out-and-out DMCs anymore. We're playing Ericsson plus one DMC. So we've literally got one...
But you're playing Ericsson deep. You're playing Ericsson deep.
Yeah, but you calling Ericsson a defensive-minded player? No, he's more of
a... No, I'm saying he's more, in my eyes, a CM to a Cam, but you're playing him as the quarterback.
Yeah, and what I'm saying...
you could make the same argument about Bentancur.
Yeah, but they play Bentancur, Basuma, and freaking Hotspur. Why would you need to play Hotspur and Basuma?
Højbjerg chipped in with a couple of goals and assists this season as well.
You're not saying he's a DMC then? He's not Ericsson, but you're comparing Ericsson to Hotspur.
Did I say that or did I say Bentancur?
And what I'm saying is Man U are playing one out-and-out DMC in Casemiro and McTominay, and then Ericsson's playing every game. So we've got that attacking option.
And Spurs are doing the same thing. Hodgepodge is their CDM, and then Bentancur is their CM. So you can't chuck crap at Spurs and then talk like you're living on some mountain.
Basuma again at the weekend to add another DMC in there. So I just feel like they lack the...
That's because they got overrun at Arsenal in the midfield.
Okay, but my point is still valid. They've added an extra DMC in there, and they lack creativity and goals.
For one game, they did that. Normally, he plays two in the middle, and then
goals field that they got.
Why am I defending Spurs? I don't know.
Well, I'm actually just going to look in the background here as to.
Well, I mean, all three of us have been saying all year how pessimistic Conte is, and he's a defensive low block manager. Now suddenly you've all changed your tune, saying they're the most creative attacking.
No, but I mean,
I did not say that. I said that you are not.
I'm just looking at your stats. So your highest.
I'm saying we're set up to be like that. It's not necessarily what we're going out and doing because we're playing.
Okay, ought to be against doing. Now we're changing the.
My point was
Anthony and Rashford have got your highest goals, 3.
Yeah, so we've got 3 attacking players off the bat, and then we've got Ericsson and Bruno in midfield 3 2 out of the 3 are mainly attacking players, Eriksen and Bruno.
Eriksen is not being used as an attacking midfielder.
Why do you think he's in there then? If he's not being used as an attacking midfielder, why won't we just play Casemiro and McTominay then? We're playing him there for his creativity and for his balls into Bruno, into the front 3.
What's the difference between how he plays
can I
and how
just say-
Bentancur plays? What's the difference?
Can I just say that? So you got Anthony and Marcus Rashford scored 3 goals each. Then you've got Jadon Sancho and Martial scored 2 goals each. Can I tell you who scored 2 goals for Spurs? Eric Dyer and Højbjerg.
Okay.
So where's your creativity?
Are you comparing it to Man U? I'm saying that Man U.
You compared it. Well, no, I compared it actually. But
I don't know why you're bringing
you're chucking mud at a situation that you're worse at than them.
My point originally was that I didn't see the point in bringing Basuma in to add less creativity into the midfield, into a midfield too that's always already lacking midfield.
But that was to do with the Arsenal match, man. How many goals have Spurs and Man U scored overall? Just out of interest.
Why are we comparing it to Man U? I don't understand why you're going into Man U.
Because you support Man U.
Yeah, but you turned it to Man U when we was talking about Spurs for no apparent reason.
Because you were talking about it in the midfield and talking like you're living on this high and mighty mountain. I'm just reminding you how crap your boys are.
I'm just getting jokes at you to freaking change your tune from freaking Mo putting in 2-1 losses to freaking for Spurs games, saying how crap they're playing all season. Suddenly, the most creative team in midfield and creating.
All right, you find where either of us have just turned around and said it on this video.
Said what? I didn't say you said anything.
So we've said they're the most creative team. All I've said is you ain't that creative.
No, I've said you've said they're the most boring team, that you sleep to their games, they're boring to watch, and they don't create anything. Does that not mean they don't create anything when they're boring? Surely it does.
Okay, and when did I say they were creative?
I'm just saying, we're just talking facts. Facts, yeah. Kulusevski's who's been injured for a while, has already got 3 assists. Perisic has got 3 assists. Richarlison's got 2 assists. Son's got 2 assists. Man U, on the other hand, your highest is 2 assists from Eriksen, Martial, and Rashford, and that's it. Bruno's got 1.
But why are you comparing it to Man U? I don't understand.
I don't know. It's because you brought it up.
I didn't bring it up. He brought it up. He compared it to Man U. I was just talking about Spurs.
Who do you support, Nick? Who do you support?
Man U.
Okay, so when you start slinging mud at another team, is it not rational that I'll make you look in the mirror?
I wasn't firing out stats. I was saying the players that we play in this team are set up to do stuff creative. It's not like they're going out there and playing that great at football, but they're set up to do that. Whereas Spurs, like we've all been saying all season, even simple as Conte is a negative manager. He will go out there and they're losing to freaking Aston in a lock-up shot. He's been doing that all year. And I swear Simple As has also mentioned that he would like a bit more creativity from midfield, like a Dele Alli in his prime, instead of a Basuma and a 3-man midfield. Or am I wrong?
No, but you're delusional.
No, am I wrong?
You're acting like Man U are creative.
Would you prefer Dele Alli in his prime instead of Basuma coming to midfield against Brighton?
Plead the 5th.
There you go. Let's move
on.
on.
But it's 3 men in the midfield. It feels like a step forward for Conte rather than 2, because we're just getting dominated in midfield. Having the 3 gives us more possession, potentially feed.
And he is right. He is right, because they're playing stupidly with a 3-back. You cannot go with 2 in midfield. You're going to get swamped. It has to be a 3. The formation needs to change at Spurs. It's too dinosaur, this 3-back.
No, we can't say that. You can't. You don't have to change the formation, but you do need different personnel, or the right personnel, for the wing-back roles, because that's where most of the attack's coming from. I think once Kulusevski comes back and Sessegnon's getting into his stride now, we just need to sort out that right-back position.
Anyway, let's move on. Yeah. Anyway. I said low-scoring game. I'm going to go 1-0 Spurs.
1-0, interesting.
1-0 Spurs. What did you two go? I can't be asked to
I went 3-1 Spurs.
2-0. All right, Villa Chelsea. Villa are shocking, man. This doesn't even need a debate. Villa are so poor. Aston vanilla, as I've said. They are so plain and boring. what I saw from them on Monday, if Gerrard doesn't go, they're in trouble. I'm not even hesitating on this one. I'm going 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah,
Away. Interesting.
away.
Chelsea, I was hoping Potter would come in and just not do well, but obviously he's come in and got 3 wins on the trot, man. I don't know how well they've been playing all these games. The bits I've seen in the games have been okay.
They've been lucky. They've been lucky. They were lucky against Palace.
2 AC Milan games. They got wins, but AC Milan unconvincing, and AC Milan got a red card in midweek early on, which decided that game. I think Chelsea will win just because of how bad Villa were against Forest on Monday, and that Gerrard is probably going to... Would he get sacked after a big thumping like 3-0 against Chelsea?
Yep, he's gone. They won him out. They were booing him at the end of the Forest game. They won him out. He's on thin ice.
He can't get anything out of these players that he spent money on. Like Coutinho looked like they were saying he's a 5-a-side player now in the commentary after. I don't think he's got the physique or he's ready for this kind of level anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna have to back Chelsea as well.
Quick 30-second summary, man.
No, same for me. I think, as we saw against Forest, Villa just don't have it. Vanilla don't have it. Chelsea with Potter, they're starting to see his methodologies come in a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna have to go with an away win.
All right. Leeds, Arsenal. Arsenal are hot, man. I hate to say it, but they're hot. I'm interested to see if Simple As is yet convinced.
They're just bugging me now, man. I'm not gonna lie. They're just bugging me now. It's so annoying because they really did stick with Arteta and they really believed in him. And those kids are just starting to play the way that they want him to.
I'm still not convinced that Arteta. After I watched the Amazon thing, yeah.
I'm not convinced.
The guy who draws a goddamn picture of stick men and hearts and stuff. This is player driven. This is not Arteta driven.
That's exactly what. Yeah, I'm not convinced by Arteta. They just made the right signings like Zinchenko and Jesus and all this. I am still convinced that they will get injuries soon. They will start losing games, but it's not going to be against Leeds. Those kids are just they're just playing well together. Yeah, Saka and Martinelli on those wings are probably their strongest assets at the moment. And Jesus is dribbling and everything in the middle. He hasn't really scored as many goals as we'd like, but he is playing well still.
I would say you're spot on is the injuries. Their first 11 is good, but the squad depth isn't great. I would say the most important player for them is Partey. If he keeps fit, he allows Xhaka to move forward and play higher up the pitch because Partey can command that midfield deep line of it by himself. If he gets injured, they're in trouble. Yeah,
Jack has been reinvented now as a freaking more of a forward-minded midfielder that's contributing with goals and assists. So it's getting annoying. But look, they're not going to stumble at this match. Look, Leeds under Bielsa play attacking football. I feel like they play even more attacking football under freaking Ted Lasso at the moment. So I think this could be a thumping, to be honest, Arsenal's way.
You think them? I think it'll be high scoring. I think it's gonna be something like 4-2, something like that. What you look on?
3-1.
I just went 3-0. I can't even see Leeds scoring.
Leeds get goals, man. They seem to be able to sneak goals in. All right, for this one, I cannot see you winning. That's Newcastle. I've got a soft spot for Newcastle, man. I'm not gonna. I like them. And they've hit form.
Yeah, I mean, they've started turning draws into wins now. This is going to be a tough one.
4-1, 5-1, big wins.
Margins. Yeah.
This is the first. Feels like we haven't played a home game menu for weeks, which it probably has been because of the Queen stuff. But look, we turned it around a bit after the Man City debacle. Got a solid, hard-fought win at Everton. Ronaldo got a goal coming off the bench after Martial gets injured after 20 minutes. He turned into the new Darren Anderton with his sick noteness. So he's probably going to start again against Newcastle. Anthony continued his goal a game in the Premier League, so that's a good sign there.
Yeah, but he's been crap, man.
No one says he's been crap. He's good scoring.
He doesn't do anything. He's so predictable. He runs down the wing and wants to cut in on the left foot and shoot. As soon as he gets sized up and everyone's figured him out, He's in trouble.
I feel like if you can get his crossing coming in better and get some crosses in for Ronaldo and stuff, I feel like you can get some assists going with him.
He is not a €100 million player. No chance.
Well, we knew that anyway, but hopefully he turns into one, but we'll see. Look, it is going to be a tough game. They are playing good football. Guerrero, we looked at the stats the other day on Monday Night Football, could see how much he's contributing from midfield, playing sort of a
huge
box-to-box role, so he's creating most of their chances. I'm not sure he's going to play up front. I'm guessing Wilson will play up front because Isaac's still out, I assume. It's going to be a tough one. I'm obviously going to back Man U on a narrow victory.
Where you go?
The thing is that Isaac is still injured, isn't he?
Yeah, but Wilson's okay.
Wilson's okay, yeah, he can do it. It just depends what Man U turns up, really. Sometimes they get like the home crowd rolled up, blah, 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 on a Sunday. But I don't know. You're right, though. Newcastle really have turned it around. They're starting to look like a European spot, dangerous team. I'm struggling on this one. I really am. I don't know. Does Ronaldo play, Twist? He doesn't play, does he?
At the moment, I assume he plays because Martial's not looking good unless he gets a late fitness test to start.
Unless he puts Rashford up front and then...
hopefully not, but he might do, yeah. We'll see.
I don't know if he'd start Ronaldo. I really don't know. What are you thinking, Wolverine?
Obviously, I'm going against Man U.
Well,
and I like Newcastle, and their team to me looks one of the most balanced teams in the Premier League. Good, solid defense, really good midfield.
Bruno's ridiculous.
Put it this way, man. ASM isn't even getting into their team.
I think he's injured, man.
I've seen him on the bench the last 2 games.
No, he was injured, but he came back for the Brentford match.
Yeah, and he's not starting.
He'll be back in. He'll probably start this one a bit.
If he starts and he's against Shitty Dallo, he's gonna eat him alive.
I really don't know. Does that mean I have to go for a draw?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're on that fence, yeah.
I might just.
Let's see what everyone else is gonna have interest. Let's have a quick look. Let's see what the percentages is. 66 Man U, 12% Newcastle. That's high.
Okay, back to our best.
Quite a decent amount of draws. Me and Kel have gone Newcastle. So's Red Dog, Psycho, and Crazy Beast, and Chewy. You've gone a draw, Mo. Twist has gone 2-1. Interesting. That's your score when you're not sure, man. That's
the default score for all of us, I think, if we're not sure.
All right, last couple of games. Southampton, West Ham. I hate Southampton. Where are they in the league? Let me just double check. Southampton is 17th. West Ham are now 13th after their win against, who was it, Fulham?
Wolves and Fulham, yeah.
They're starting to find a little gear, not quite. I don't think they're playing fluid. Southampton are taking some L's, though, man.
The thing is with Southampton, they can take L after L after L, and then suddenly just boom, show up on one day and just hammer someone. You never know. It's always got that in the back of my mind.
I'm definitely going with the due rule on this one. I think they're due something. They can't continue 5 losses in a row. There's so many teams that are just losing so many games in a row. It's not. I don't know.
It's not normal. Yeah.
I think they're just going to show up. Well, it's going to be one of those games where they just show up randomly and then they'll lose 5-0 next week. I'm going to go with the home win. What about you guys?
You're probably going to get that message, aren't you?
I'm going to go with the draw, I think. I can't. This is one for me. I just can't decide. West Ham won the last 2, but no, I'm going to go with the draw, I think.
I just, every time I have to predict Southampton match, I always get it wrong. I don't know. I hate them. I've got them with boring mouth down there. It's just, I can't stand watching them either. I'm just going back West Ham. 2-1. Unsure, go 2-1. All right, and then I guess the marquee game of the weekend. Look at those oranges and reds for Liverpool, man. I got a sneaker on a draw here.
As I can think, like Liverpool are at home, they should show up on the day. But just looking at how they defended all year, and then against the best attack, how are they going to deal with that? I mean, you saw after the first 5 minutes of the Arsenal game, they looked so open when Martinelli scored that first goal. It's ridiculous. They do that kind of defending against Haaland and Mahrez and Foden, whoever plays. Surely they're going to concede. I think we can all agree they're going to concede in this game.
They concede first, like they've done in pretty much every game in history so far.
Yeah,
and if they do against Man City, I think that's the key for me. Who scores first? If Man City score first, game over. If Liverpool score first, you'd probably say you could see Man City still coming back into it. But will Liverpool be able to hold it? I don't know. At home,
well, they got a little bit of a confidence boost. Salah got a hat full of goals, a hat trick of goals midweek to give us a confidence boost. Nunes scored again against Rangers, so they got a bit of confidence from that game. But the way they've been defending, I think I have to go away win. Surely, are we in agreement on that?
Yeah, the thing is that I know I'm basing this less so on form, because I would have just thought Liverpool at home, even if they were off form, they'd have a chance. Hello? Yeah, just based on form, I'd probably say, Liverpool at home, Klopp, all that, they might be back. But they also have picked up a couple more injuries, like Luis Diaz. He's going to be out for a while. And they don't have Trent playing. They don't have. I think Matip
probably helps
well.
them. Yeah.
And they've been having problems that we've been saying all season. We all said at the start of the season, pat ourselves on the back about their midfield. So
yep. We did a whole video on it I think it was in May, if not June, that their midfield needed a rejig big time.
For me, I was going to say that for me, that Diaz is probably their best player right now.
Yeah,
and to lose him at this stage, right before the World Cup stuff and everything, I think that kind of swings it for me. And I just don't think Darwin, although he can finish, he's not going to create any chances as much as Luis Diaz does in the team. And Salah's just off and on. He might just show up, but will he get the opportunities to even score against this Man City team? I don't. They won't get smacked, but I have to go Man City. I just have to.
I just feel it's a draw, but it's so hard to back against Man City.
I'm going for an entertaining 3-2 Man City.
Oof.
I don't know, man. These games are pretty sweaty this week, aren't they? Guys who are watching later, let us know what you think on this one. I ain't got a clue. I feel like it's a 2-2 draw.
The crowd are going to be well up for it. That's all I can say. Against Man City, they know that this is. If they lose this, the season's over.
It's done.
Yeah,
I think it's a draw, man.
I mean, I don't even think they can win the league at this point, but
I'm going to draw. I'm going to be a little outside there. And that's it. That's it for the week. So, guys, let us know down below who you've gone. Obviously, if you just want to highlight a couple of matches, let us know the Forest match, Spurs, Man U, and let's go with the Liverpool match as well. Do you agree with the discussions we've had on certain teams, formations, boring playing styles? And if you'd be kind enough as well to like the video before you leave, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching. We will see you tomorrow on the proper Forest preview for the Wolves show, for the Wolves match on Saturday. And until then, come on, you Reds.